So at the beginning of this day, we had a really nice pullback into the VWAP area. And those thick green lines are the value area high and low from yesterday. And you can see how we had pulled back to VWAP, and you could have traded that all the way through the value area. And then now we're at the overnight high. So I want to see what type of, attitude this is going to have now that we're over that. And you can see on that 5-minute chart how it was building lower highs there. I wanted to see it get back over the overnight high. So I entered there. I added one when it looked right. And I took that first one off in front of that thick yellow line. That's the composite POC for the last few weeks. And it almost takes out my contract here. But I thought if it come any lower, that would basically be a whole new trade. If we come down and it would test that overnight high, then you have the value area high from yesterday. And you also have today's value area high right there. So that would be a really nice new trade basically. And if, I wouldn't hold it any longer. Like I wouldn't hold on to this contract until just expand the stop, because there's a chance it could just collapse, so I wanted to be out of this and kind of get a fresh look at it. So ideally here we would, in this last contract, I'm trying to get over that POC, obviously. And you can see how it's building that little node on the right side there. This is going to be my 40 tick mark. So with one contract, if I get past that 40 ticks, I'll secure the 40 ticks. And, because this is pushing so hard, so quick, I constantly thought that there was going to be a retest of the overnight high, which there was. It's just farther into the day, a little farther into the day, basically. But because this is pushing up so far, like I said, once we're past the 40 tick mark, I'm going to secure that with one contract. If we had multiple contracts, we could just take one at the 40 ticks and keep going, and protect, however we wanted to protect the rest with structure. But because I only have one, I basically have to take this, or secure that 40 ticks once we push over it. I'm looking at this area, that 60-62. If you look at that volume profile, you can see how that's kind of the end of the thicker part of that volume profile. So I'm just putting a line there so I can kind of keep track of that. Now that we're over that 40 ticks, I'm going to secure that. And this turns out to be kind of the high of this rotation. And then we do come back, test that overnight high. We get a little bit of bounce, and then it falls right back into that range again. So right here, it takes out that one contract. That's about 44 ticks. And then, like I said, then we start working our way back into the range. And then we had that really nice sweep of the 6,000 area later in the day.